What internet marketing expert should you spend your valuable time listening to? Listen to someone who has over 20 years of web marketing experience and hundreds of website marketing success stories. That man is Aaron Sparks from Site Strategics. And this is Edge of the Web Radio.
Great article from business2community.com by Tony Zambito. Over the past couple of years, B2C and B2B marketing leaders have heard much about the concept of storytelling in marketing, with the number one challenge facing marketers today being, one, connecting with the customers and buyers. Storytelling can seem like, a sure bet. Recent headlines in the blogosphere seem to all suggest and promise businesses can accelerate their revenue growth by just storytelling. Well, what's storytelling, guys?
Well, I mean, I think at its root is it's not selling, right? It's actually sharing something that people can engage with emotionally and connect with. So just like you learn a story, how to write a story in elementary school. Right. You have a beginning, you have a thesis, you have an end, but you have characters and you have actions and you have things that people can connect with.
Story listening actually is a whole nother realm. Instead of just telling your story about a product or a service, story listening involves an immersive commitment to understanding the stories taking place in the world of your consumers and buyers, and that's the whole difference. Leaders who make this artful practice a foundation of marketing leadership are able to bridge the past, the present, and the future, helping customers and buyers to see how a story about the future can connect with our present. It's a very cool environment here. Hey, let's take a pause at this moment and hear an excellent framing of this very concept from John Maeda.
But think about this word. Think about this word, storytelling. Someone's telling a story, and you assume everyone's listening. Like, here, gather around, children, listen to me. If leaders take that stance, they're not going to succeed, because people aren't obedient children. They're not going to listen to the teacher. They're busy with their work. They're busy with their life. And so what I've seen is that a leader doesn't start with storytelling. They start with story listening. That leader has to have a command of the past of the organization, because leaders bridge the past and the future and the present. They refer to the past to enable people to feel the present and to see the future. It's not some kind of radical transformation, because we don't like change. But a great story from a leader can bring people along that path. This is how it was, and this is how it is. Little different. There were scary moments, but we got here. And this is the future. We're going to go forward. We did it before. We can do it again. When I think about the problem of working with organizations, audiences, teams, is I see little arrows on their heads, and they're all going in different directions because they have their own stuff to take care of. A leader is trying to move everyone's arrow in generally the same direction. And the way to do that is they talk about what North Pole is, North Star is. What is a story that gets everyone's arrow to point in the same direction?
Several key points to embrace about that whole concept. What leads to embraceable storytelling? It needs to be human-centered marketing. Marketing leaders will need to embrace the concept of putting the human story at the center, not the product or the service, or even the kind of the abstract need. You have to put the human at the center of it. You need to learn design thinking. Design thinking will become more important for the future of marketing. When we think about content marketing and corporate storytelling, being good at these is predicated on how well an organization embraces design thinking. You should be making listening. You listening?
No.
As a best practice. Story listening is hard to do. However, it is a best practice to be developed if the intent is to lead with storytelling. You need to practice empathy as well. Closely aligned to listening, the ability to embrace is really tied into being able to walk in the shoes of your customers. So if your site content really doesn't communicate to consumers and really doesn't communicate to what they experience on a regular basis in their lives, then perhaps you need to change your story. You need, as Maeda said, provide a vision of the North Pole. It's a good metaphor. Businesses today can help customers and buyers by first listening, then providing the direction for a better future. You need to make story listening a priority. You truly do. Marketing leadership today and in the future can be achieved by first embracing the story listening as a best practice and avoiding the mistakes of rushing to storytelling, because you don't know what story to tell. You really don't unless you listen first. And these are great concepts. And this is the thing, Doug. This is where marketing's getting real. More and more, you cannot BS your audience. You have to hear what they're saying.